Beacon Star Thursday, everybody. Today's Thursday, May 26th, the Thursday before Memorial Day weekend. What's going on, K-Pro?
Hello. Happy almost Memorial Day, and thank you for your service.
Yeah, it is Memorial Day, huh? Forgot about that. Yeah. So, hope everybody does something fun this weekend. Hope you guys meet up with Randy. Apparently, he's in Denver. He's doing some kind of a meetup. I sent him the link, but I don't know if he'll join because he may be in the middle of the meetup. I'm not sure. But he is in Denver. I think he was supposed to check on the token today. I'm not sure. So, whenever, I'm sure he'll go live at some point and give us an update on that. So, Beacon Star Thursdays. Whoa. What have you found as far as the Beacon Star, K-Pro?
Nothing. I'm right now working on getting ready to think about rereading the book. I actually read the part of the book that was right next to the triangles, and it talked about the big block of code. So I'm starting to think when you look at each of the passages, they're referring to each of the puzzles. So I'm trying to match those up. I just haven't had time with some things going on.
This book got wet somehow. What's up with that? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy. What was I going to bring up? Where is it? Should have wrote page numbers down, huh? Oh, yeah. Well, part 3 of the book right here on page 33, it says at the top, the golden ratio, but there's nothing in the book that talks about numbers or the golden ratio. So it's kind of like, what does that mean? And also in that part that says the golden ratio is the Fibonacci puzzle, where it says herein lies the key. So it's like we're missing something. We're obviously missing something in the text. Yeah, that's right. Get your book. Everybody out there, get the book. This AM, Laurel, is that, I think you checked on it today, right? Yeah, I think this. Yeah, AM. Yeah, this morning. That's what I heard. I saw when he went live. Yeah, last night he drove like 14 hours straight or something because he's a madman. That's why. So yeah, I think the text is really what we're gonna have to start to dissect here if we really want to solve this thing. The thing's been going on, I think, 5 years now. Hey,
I thought 52, forever.
Right now, it may be 52 years before it's solved. But yeah, I mean, we've solved. Actually, there's been a lot of progress on it over the years. A lot of other people have solved a lot of things and shared eventually because people get so frustrated they don't know what else to do. So I do, and Randy even mentioned it in his videos last night. We have all the locations. I think all the locations are right. Now, what the trick is to solving the brick numbers, we don't know yet. There's got to be a trick there somehow. But I do believe all the locations are correct. But I wanted to take a break from the poems and the brick numbers and just go right to the text. So have you seen anything in the book that is a hint? Have you seen any of the examples of what's been discovered already, Capron?
Well, like I said, the only one that I started reading because I thought they would be like he would help us, and he put it right next to the page that it was referring to. He didn't. The one that is right next to, hold on. So the passage on 72 on that page. 72. Maybe it was 72, maybe it was 73. I don't remember. It just talked about a big block of code. So, and I think somebody needs to do what he said. And he said that he took it into Google Docs, and some of them weren't true type fonts, so it messed it up. I think somebody needs to do that. Yeah. So. Say that again. So do you remember when Randy said he put the big block of code? He had the big block of code, and he put it in Google Docs so he could share it with people. But when it was transferred into Google Docs, it didn't have some true type characters. So it changed them and it messed it up. And I think it was Alex in chat said, oh, so we need to try that and see which ones change. And that's some things that'll stand out. I don't know.
Those are the things you got to work on. I think it's true. So I have the book in a Word doc, but there's some things missing. Some of it don't look right. So I'll show you one thing that I think was a clue, and maybe get an idea of what we're talking about here. Let's see. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it because this wording looks a little off. Oh, it's right in the beginning. Right in the beginning, first page. I think. Should have put the page numbers on here, huh?
What does the paragraph start with?
It's the first page. The paragraph. Sorry. Nope. Hang on. Oh, it's not the first page. Okay. Never heard of it. It's when Mr. Beatty looks out the window and says, "Never heard of it." It's the page below that. It's when Jameson goes out to the wagon for the first time. Okay. Oh, there we go. It is page 7 at the top of page 7. The first paragraph after the asterisks on page 7. So let me read it real quick. Too excited to eat, Jameson found himself outside watching Horace, Putnam's assistant, hook up a small pony to a large wagon. Other than 5 rows of benches, it looked like a normal wagon. And it was once again nothing like Jameson had seen before. So to me, it's just the sentence is odd. It says, other than 5 rows of benches, it looked like a normal wagon. But then it says it looks like a normal wagon. But once again, it was nothing like Jameson had seen before. So the 5 rows in my mind is a hint to how page 19 was solved, which is a Polybius square. The Polybius square is a 5x5 square. So when he says
I concur.
Right, 5 rows of benches. I mean, how do you have a wagon with 5 rows of benches? And the other thing is on the page before it, when he pulls out the gold, he says you have about 25 weeks worth here. So 5 rows, 25. 5 times 5 is 25. A Polybius square is 25 squares. I think those are the kind of hints that he drops on how to solve the puzzles. Now, there's nothing that says this solves, page 70 or like that. They're just, as Forrest might say, subtle hints that you have to figure out what the hell they mean.
Okay, I like that first one. So can you do that again a couple more times?
Yeah, right.
Have you found any others, or does anybody else want to share?
Yeah, here's one that's actually pretty good. Give me a second. And that is on page, it can't be, page 5. Let's see. It's when Miss Tinker shows up. No, this says page 5. Let's see if that's, I don't think that's correct, but maybe. No, page 5 is how it starts. So yeah, this is not numbered the right way. Let's see how many pages. Again, I got to start marking these books, I guess. I'll find it. Hang on. It's where Tinker seems to be important to the story. I wonder if wherever he is, there's a hint of some kind. Oh, there it is. Page 13. At the bottom of page 13, it says, second from last paragraph, it says, Mr. Tinker indeed knew Putnam would keep his word, but the warning had to be said by a guild member. He glanced around and carried on. Okay, look, over the centuries, we've worked out a path that can be walked so you could look at every door in the space of 3 days. Less if you can go around the clock, but this path is top secret. Okay? So top secret, you think, okay, what that's all about. Less if you can go around the clock in the space of 3 days. On the big block of code, if you find the word 12 and you do every third space of 3, top secret, there's a path that takes you around the big block of code, and that's how we got the message out for the Denver Museum. So space of 3. What's the spacing? You get it? Yeah, space of 3.
I get it. I'm just like, how are we supposed to know that? So Meep says Tinker is on 10 as well.
Page 10. Yeah. And I don't know, again, I might probably, well, obviously I'm missing some of the clues, like I think we all are. The other one is show them the key. It's from a Merrimack. And Merrimack always says it doesn't ring a bell. That's in here a couple times. Does it ring a bell? So that seems to have something going on. But I haven't
no, that's his love for Tinkerbell.
Oh, see, I didn't even think of that. But you're probably right. That could be. That's actually pretty good. But For you guys that are watching, I'll tell you something you may not know. Maybe you know, but you may not know.
Secrets.
Lucky Dog wants to go out. That's the first thing. Come here.
Yeah, you know where Lucky Dog goes to when he does that, because he does it 600 times a day. You, Mike, he knows better than to go to me. Mike spoils these animals.
So Randy said a couple things over the months in his little videos, and one of the things he said is there are hints in the book that help you with the puzzles. And another thing he said quite a while ago is to solve the triangle puzzle, we have to find something that's the same shape. So in the book, it's like, well, if there's hints to find to how to solve it, that's what we need to figure out. Just as we gave a couple examples. I mean, here's another one. Before we get to that, here's another one. I don't know if you guys like it or not, but here. And I'm not sure the page, but on this one, I'll just read it. Zigzagging down the hills, Horace slowly made his way towards the two men. Slung over his shoulders were two water bags, and their sloshing around was clearly annoying him to no end. It was zigzagging down the hill. Now, is that a hint to how we solved page, which was the GPS, because we had to zigzag the numbers? I don't know, but the zigzagging is in the page 35. How this was solved, K-Pro, is you had to start and zigzag up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way around. So is him zigzagging down the hill, is that a hint to how you solve that? Yeah, maybe. I mean, some of these, they're not obvious, and you just have to see if they fit or not.
You see Alex's comment?
Oh, yeah, that's interesting, Alex. I think the 12 doorbell spells relate to the 12 sundial locations of read clue from each. Yeah, that is interesting. And the 12 doorbell spells, I believe, are in the chapter that he entitled The Golden Ratio. And it's like, well, what does the golden... We know the golden ratio's got something to do with things. Natalie Portman. Okay. But the word triangle is in the book, switching over to the triangle puzzle. And it's when Cynthia pulls out the parchment. She pulled out an old parchment and carefully unrolled it on the table. It had strange symbols scattered about, and she pointed to one in the lower corner, a tall, thin triangle with 4 lines coming out of its apex. And Putnam squinted at it and said, that's the beacon. So it's the beacon star. But that's the only time the word triangle is in the book. So in there, on that page or around that sentence, is there hints to how you solve the triangle puzzle? If there is, I'm not kidding it. There go to dinners.
Well, I think anywhere he puts numbers, because it talks about 4 more guests in the inn, and Putnam was busy. Is that what page you're on? So.
No, this is toward the end of the book, I guess. Let me see. It's when she pulls out the parchment. Yeah, I just don't know the page number. The hill used to be called Hillside. The symbol was on the door frame. I thought it looked like a beacon. Then it became the beacon star. It's when they first talked to Cynthia, which is toward the end here. Hang on, I can find it real quick.
So I'm looking at page 60. God, I'm getting old. 60. Page 60 is where I'm looking at, where Cynthia's talking. It's 4 more guests in the inn, and anytime there's numbers, it jumps out to me.
I think it's before then. Let's see here. And then, of course, her map. It sure does look like the big block of code, right? There's definitely something in there. We just have to figure out what it is. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at, is trying to find hints in the story to help. We know there are definitely some hints that help with the puzzles, so I guess that would make sense. I guess that would make sense if all the puzzles have a hint in them, but trying to find the hint is kind of interesting, for sure. Trying to find that page real quick. Princess Gurgly. Where does he get these names from?
Ooh, Beefaghetti's going to see Randy. Give him lots and lots of liquor.
Tell Randy we said hi. I sent him the link, but he's probably busy, so he's probably already drunk. Somebody record it. That way we could show it. Somebody record the meetup. That'd be fun. Anything the guild does seems to be a clue. So when the guild member asks for a ham sandwich, it could be a bacon cipher. That's true. That is very true.
Wait. There's a thing called a bacon cipher.
Yeah, it's the guy's last name, the guy that invented it. So ham, bacon, you can put it together, right?
That's hilarious. Okay. See, these are the things I don't have in any long-term, short-term, any memory because I have no knowledge of these things.
No, I don't think Randy. Well, actually, I didn't see Randy's video today. I saw his video last night. So if he did one today, I actually missed it. I don't get notified on YouTube of his videos till like hours after they're up. Let's see. See, I still don't see it. Let's see. Or maybe she's saying, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't mean there was a video today. Maybe she's saying if there is one. Let's take a look. Yeah, so last night was the last one he did. Denver, I Am In You is the name of the title. So yeah, no video today. He'll probably go live later at the meetup, I would assume. So he even said in his video, maybe I'll go live at the same time as somebody else. So he may go live once people show up. We shall see. But yeah, we're getting there. Caesar cipher salad.
Wait, are you talking about on page 58? I meant it was all gone and it says beacon. I asked about the beacon. It's about halfway down. The paragraph starts, I mean, it was all gone. Pages were missing from the journals. And what's more, the pages were missing from the property book and the book that had pages, but the page numbers had changed. Da, 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 da.
You mean about the beacon cipher?
Yeah, like what you were just looking for. And okay, never mind.
So there's another part of the book where one of the guild members just out of the blue says, I smell ham. Do you have any ham? That's it. And it's just, we thought, well, it's thrown in there, obviously. Because remember, Randy said he wrote the story as a wrapper for the puzzles, for the clues. So anything could mean something.
Holy, is that the one from last night or is that the one from today? Some people are saying Randy did a video today, is what everybody's saying. And
then he took it down. Yeah.
No, Holy just put it. Okay. He doesn't listen to me, guys. Sorry.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Well, then maybe it wasn't on his video page. Maybe it's private or something, or it's just not there for some reason. So yeah, he did a little 30-minute video, and I haven't watched it yet. So maybe there is a hint in there. You never know. You just never know. So yeah, the triangle puzzle, that really is the next one I think we need to solve, since we seem to be at an impasse on the brick numbers. The triangle puzzle would be the one. I mean, there's 9 shaded triangles. If each one represents a letter, 9-letter word, but it always could be something else too. But he said, read the book if you want to figure it, a hint. And it's like, where's the hint at?
So I think what we need to do for homework for next week is go through the entire book and put a little asterisk or note or something like the one that you got that you said at the very first. It had 5 rows. Obviously, that's a little off because as a stagecoach or whatever, or a wagon doesn't usually have 5 of those. So I say unless anybody has some of those, I think that's what we should read the chapter and pick some paragraphs that we think we should analyze for next week.
Yeah, we got to use a highlighter. I think that is what we got to do. So I did reread it yesterday, the whole book, but I didn't highlight it, which is what I need to do. Because there are a couple sentences that really sound odd. So it's like, is that a hint or is that not a hint? Like zigzagging down the hill. I don't know if that was a hint to the GPS or not. And then there's this stupid puzzle, which we have no idea what to do on. I don't know. Stupid puzzle. And then there's this one, of course, which we have letters, or a time, a clock. But when they talk about bells, it seems like that could have something to do with it. But I haven't found anything that works yet. But you have read the whole book, Christy?
2 years ago, 3 years ago. Actually, when you were putting me on a plane when we were dating, and I was like, oh, I'm going back home. And you're like, here's something to do when you're not with me. And I mean, don't get me flowers. Don't get me candy. Don't buy me into poker. Get me a beacon star. Do you remember? And I read it on the plane on the way back. Ooh, the puzzlers. Anybody working on the puzzler? We said we were going to keep going.
The puzzler's too hard. That's what the puzzler is. So puzzle number one, after you get the password to the website, puzzle number one, shout out to Sassy, shout out to Debbie. They both sent me the answers of puzzle number one, but we can't figure out what you submit to get the answer to them. In other words, there's like a password you're supposed to get. I tried looking at it and I was just like, if that's how these things are, I got no idea. So I stopped working on it. And plus, Laurel says her and check are. So if anybody can do it, they can. But the other thing is it ends next week, right? I think it's is it the 1st of June or 2nd of June is the last puzzle? You've got to solve all 22. And then I know the final puzzle comes out Saturday, June 4th. So sometime next week is when it ends. I don't think there's enough time for us to get caught up. Mike and no. Might have to go through my notes, but I don't think, has anyone mapped out the GPS locations and drawn lines through them? They seem to intersect in one section. That's a good idea.
Oh, what if that was like wow. That would be kind of cool. And what if like the line, that's what these little lines are supposed to be?
Yeah, a lot of people think the cover means something. That is a hint in the back that all this means something. We're just not sure what yet. Yeah, Nora says the same thing. Can't figure out how to submit the answer to the first puzzle. And over 1,000 people have done it. It shows. So it's probably something easy. We're probably overthinking it. Well, Laurel says we can catch you up, but I don't know if I'm going to spend the time on it, to tell you the truth.
We have the world's biggest, hugest garage sale this weekend, and I can tell you, he's going to be dead after that. It's been a little insane around here.
I had somebody come over today and look at some rock albums, but they're kind of jacked up. They're not in great shape. So I told them, I'll wait for the garage sale. So yeah, this stuff back here will all be gone because I'm trying to get rid of it all. But we have a lot of stuff in the garage, a lot of collectibles. So could the Beacon Star and another treasure hunt begin in the same place? Well, it's in Denver, so where would that be? What other treasure hunts in Denver? Future Gold Channel. Yeah, I'm sure. I know it's got to be in there, Christy. Have you found it? It's got to be in there somewhere. And Alex says, how many have you solved for the puzzler out of the 18 or 12 that have been released?
You know what we should do? So whatever day it's almost done. So let's say it finishes next Friday. I know that's not the case, but on Thursday we do a marathon of all marathons and help Laurel and Chuck or whoever's working on it just try to get past the finish line. Not for anything, but just helping them. Because if they get 18 of them done and they just can't figure out the last two, let's crowdsource the last two and get them past the finish line. If they'd want that, like just get a whole bunch of different lines in there. I don't know, just an idea.
And I did email them, and they said, "Yep, you can go. You can do it on. You can give it on YouTube." In other words, they said, "Yeah." AJ Jacobs emailed me back that night when we worked on it. He's like, "I checked with legal, and yeah, there's nothing about sharing your answers." He goes, "Just say in the beginning of your video that there's spoilers ahead." So Laurel's saying they have 5 puzzles left. So what is the answer to puzzle 1, Alex? Like, what is the password you submit? Because I'll bring it up if you guys want to look at it. I just haven't spent time to try and figure out. I mean, looked at it and I thought, what are you supposed to submit? Yeah, that's awesome. So Laurel, yeah, next Thursday, because I know the final puzzles come out Saturday, the final puzzle. If you guys are stuck on anything, I'm happy to go live next Thursday and just see if people can help you guys solve it. You know what I mean? It's not going to give them an advantage because you got to solve the other 18 or whatever you guys have already solved. So let me know.
Yeah, like don't give away the middles. So then there's no way except for you guys to crack it. That would be, I don't know, if they want that, that would be kind of, I just would hate for it to go unsolved. What happens if it's unsolved?
I'm sure it'll be solved, but I haven't read the rules to really know. So there's going to be final puzzles that use the answers from the other 22. Alex says he thinks he needs 6 more. Yeah, you guys are good. 5 left. It has to be solved emotionally. Okay, William. So yeah, it's a good break from the Beacon Star anyway. So is Xavier Marks. Yeah, Alex or Laurel, what was the password to the first one?
Yeah, so hold on a second. Let me, I'm right now, I'm in love and I hate the Xavier Marks. So I'm putting it away for a little bit and I'm going to go back to this because once you look so long, I think it needs to be put away for a hot minute. A lot of people are boots on the ground. A lot of people think they have it. A lot of people thought they had it. I don't know. I see a lot of things. I don't see the answers. Okay, there's the first answer.
But Laurel, how did you get it? Like I'm looking at puzzle 1, the crossword puzzle. It's completed, but how did you? What's the logic to get that word deride? Fill in the small squares with words. And I'm assuming it's up here in the flavor. Afraid that his friends might laugh at his creation, Wynn prepared an almost completely different version of his 1913 word cross puzzle. But yeah, that's the question.
Do you see his explanation? He says, compare your puzzle solves to the original answers from the first crossword puzzle, and the letters that match are the answer.
Well, that's interesting because then you do need the book, don't you? The original one's in the book. So
wonk, wonk. Okay.
Up, I guess you could also look it up, I guess. So see, I thought it was a standalone. I thought all you needed was this puzzle. You got to look at something else. So okay, awesome. Well, yeah, Alex or Laurel or Chuck, you guys, I hope one of you solve it toward the end. I hope you just get to the final puzzle with everybody else. So again, if you guys are stuck on something, I'll help. You send it to me. I'll take a look or go live if we can't figure it out or whatever. So interesting. I didn't realize you had to have you had to compare. So now we know. So probably the other puzzles are the same way, would be my guess, in some way, shape, or form.
Alex says, no, you can Google everything.
Same with Forrest then. You could Google everything, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Some people are working on it. They never bought the book. So that makes sense. And that makes sense too, because in the flavor text, it does say, Wynn prepared an almost completely different version of his 1913 word cross puzzle. So you have to look up his original 1913 word cross puzzle. So yeah, that makes sense. I get it now. I get it. Internet is definitely required. Yeah, that's true. It's required for everything.
Okay. Okay. Can I take you to page 13 and let's look at a paragraph? Because it's Beacon Star Thursdays, Mr. And Randy is doing a social experiment. So we've got to stay on track a little, even though I like venturing.
Right now. All right, good.
So it's the 4th paragraph down. Has that one jumped out at you yet?
Without missing a beat, that one?
No, the next one.
All right, I will tell you this. If this Merrimack was any kind of a wizard, then the spell can only be fulfilled when you look at the door and nothing else. I mean, look up at the hill. You can see thousands. Why isn't yours jumping out at you? That's because you're not looking right at it and nothing else. You are seeing many at a time. You have to walk and look down and look at each door one by one. If you are just glancing around, the spell won't take. You have to go slow. Well, to me, that's the big block of code. He's saying when you look at the big block of code, you see a jumble. You have to look at each individual letter. And then at the very bottom of that page is where he tells you space of 3 around the clock. That's the hint to how to read the big block of code. Now, there's other things in the big block of code that we haven't figured out. One thing I thought of was, has anybody tried the Fibonacci numbers on the big block of code? Meaning that's the skip sequence. 1, 1, 3, 5, 8, and you go around. I know it'd be a lot of numbers toward the end, but I haven't tried it yet. I just thought of it when I was reading this last night. Could those numbers have something to do with the big block of code, the skip sequence? Be a lot of counting, but I can see Randy doing something like that.
A stinking commercial. I don't know what that means. Pat chat. Who are you guys? What are you guys doing in the chat?
William's into movies. That's all. Yeah. So you're right, though. Page 13 is definitely a puzzle to the big block of code. We know.
I was wondering if it was the blocks and the doors were. I was thinking there might be an analogy between doors and these puzzles look like a door, like the brick. The bricks look like doors. So I'm just trying to get a paragraph that jumps out that you haven't looked at yet.
The Retro Nick. Hey, what's going on? So Randy's about to do his meetup. Somebody take some video or take some notes. See how that goes. Randy's there for 5 minutes. He's like, I gotta go. He's out. Yeah, there's a lot of things in the book that jump out. Now, how do we use them? Like the doorbell spell. The doorbell spells that are gone, the 12 spells, that has to mean something. Which is
Wait, read that one. What page are you on?
It's a whole couple pages. It's in the story. They realize that people are stealing.
Look who's here. Look who's here.
There he is.
Oh, here we are.
Hey, everybody. That's a nice
I can't
turn.
hear them. I can't hear anything.
I haven't done my hair today.
How do I get it so I can hear?
Test 1 2 1 2. Probably at the bottom. Settings, maybe.
You can come by. Well, if anybody wants a really good treasure,
We can
not
hear
gonna
you.
go
old
because
boss Chuck Brzezinski at the comic book store. There's a $20,000 bounty on the
Test
ponytail.
Who's
What happened?
I just changed the setting to whoever's talking. Like you talk, hey, bro. Let's see if it switches.
Randy's gone.
Because
Randy's
it's
gone.
here, probably. Yeah. Well, that was a pretty good turnout, though. There was like 8 people there, a dozen people there. So that's
Well,
cool.
Beef Spaghetti's on his way. Somebody else is going after work.
Well, that's awesome. There's nothing wrong. I remember when I first got into treasure hunting in Vegas Die back in 2008, the author here in Vegas would meet at Starbucks like every other weekend. So a bunch of us would show up and I went to all of them. It was a lot of fun because you meet other people that are interested in it. You exchange ideas. And then if the author slips up, that's interesting. And I'll tell you a story. This is how I met Kathy and Ramona back then in 2008. So we met at the Stratosphere. There's a Starbucks that's in the bottom of the Stratosphere right off the casino. So we met up there and we all had our books, whatever. And one of my books had a bookmark, and the bookmark has a picture of the dagger. And I held it up and I said, hey, this is probably the dagger we're looking for, and which was true. We just didn't know it at the time. And Grogan just looked away real quick. He just looked away and didn't comment. And I thought at the time, hey, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear this time.
Okay. We just hear the echo when we talk.
Yeah, I forgot all about this, and we were deep in conversation.
I think. Well, thanks for
So what's up?
not much. Try and talk about the puzzle.
You guys object to being on camera? Yeah, I was just gonna pan around.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty good.
Let me see if mine echo. Yeah, mine echoes too. Hey guys.
And then treasure hunt cache.
I see some familiar faces.
Big beard.
Right.
Big beardy gentleman, Jody.
Mine was getting pretty big. I shaved it off though a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, me too. This is all.
So the question is, did you check on the token already?
Yes, and I have really bad connection here, so you're cutting in and out. But yes, I did. It's safe and sound, just like I left it last time.
Do you think it's going to be found this year?
Pardon?
Do you think it's going to be found this year?
No, you're losing rocks.
No.
So you need to find geodes anyplace else, or what's in you?
I lost sound again.
No, we're just listening to you guys.
Yeah, Jody brought some samples of the geodes and stuff that she found, and we're just looking at them. So yeah, everyone just about. Well, Cash has been here for a while, but yeah, Jody just arrived. What's that one?
Hi, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey,
He
can start with
It was a lost ammo, and it melted.
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Yeah, it's echoing on our side. You aren't, but Mike and I are. When we talk.
There, I can hear that.
Yeah.
So I think this impromptu meeting
So this stuff is
might not be working out. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, we can. Fine.
So you guys got any questions or anything?
You should give it hint. Because everybody's there and they came to see you. They're dedicated. This room's dedicated. God.
A good hint would be to keep looking. Keep working on
Randy, you need another drink.
I was gifted some drinks tonight, but I haven't had a chance to drink any yet. Thanks a lot for that, by the way. I don't think I should open it till like I get home because I'm afraid if I get pulled over, they'll be like, "Oh, you got an open container in your car." I'm told, I don't know if it's true or not, but when you leave Colorado and you go into Nebraska,
They'll stop you every time.
yeah. So I'm always a little bit worried about that. I haven't been stopped yet, but I've heard stories. Yeah, true.
I can't even begin to tell you all the weird places this lady has taken.
You're not
me.
videotaping us, are you?
No, it's this.
Fine,
Yeah.
yeah.
Every surface.
I could switch it though, maybe.
No.
Every.
Yeah,
Hey,
put
Tell Mike
Tell
that-
Mike.
that the storage unit that I got was a disaster. And she owes me like $350.
That's fun. Good to know.
Did you guys catch that?
Yes, we heard it.
That's a nice. Yes.
Yeah, see the reservoir was like.
Did you say you went up to Goose Creek area?
Yep.
Did you, if you hike off trail and you go up one of those mountains, it's pink quartz. You can't walk without stepping on it. I mean, it's that thick.
I did find I have like some maps that show where mineral deposits are, like they're old maps.
Uh-huh.
And there's one for that area, and I made a copy of it so I could show you
Oh.
where the minerals are on the river that's
That's Goose
next
Creek.
to Goose Creek.
Oh, the river next
It's
to
got
Goose.
all the minerals.
Oh, cool.
I love that.
It's cool. It is cool.
So.
There wasn't
Yeah,
any-
that.
Oh.
Yeah, there was some cactus. Yeah. And a lot of fool's gold. A lot of, is it pyrite? Yeah. I would look for big chunks, but all I could find was the little,
little
it
pieces.
looks like gold laying in the sand.
Yeah.
This one never sees black sand. Where's my pants?
I've been very fortunate to go out in a place where there's all, I mean, the whole mineral belt is there.
Yeah,
I never find a lot of cool stuff. Our whole place is full of rock.
I never had luck panning.
Hmm?
I never had luck panning.
Really?
My brother did. He had a vial.
Yeah. I
And he-
have a little bit.
He was showing it off one day. He unscrewed the lid and he dropped it
Oh, no.
in shag carpet. So
I
he
have
took
panic.
he took a vacuum cleaner and he put a piece of nylon over the tube and tucked it down in there, and he sucked as much as he could. He said he forgot about half the vial back.
That works. I have a lot of samples, but I have like just a bunch of samples that I've taken out of the South Platte, mostly in other, and then they're just like piled up in my car. So someday I'll take them all, pen them down, and then I'll be like, where did I find this? It's good. Gold. I won't know. It will be there.
There's quite
Yeah.
gold in the plant.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful. There's lots of natives.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, right in
even
the
best
city.
spots, they just started developing it right next to the spot where you can go gold painting was. Now there's this huge building.
Yeah, over by Golden.
where you can get where it was. You just can't pan there anymore.
Yeah. There are a few places in Colorado, like along Rolston Road.
So, Cow and K-Pro, did you watch the show where my daughter had her birthday? My granddaughter had her birthday?
Was that from today?
No, that was a couple days ago.
Oh,
It
when
was
they were sitting next to you?
No, this was after that one.
I don't think so. I haven't seen it yet. I gotta catch up.
I gotta watch it because apparently I left to go to the restroom and my granddaughter read some stuff out of the book, and I gotta find out what she said.
I heard she read page 74 and something out of it.
So I gotta find out what exactly she was.
She changed
June?
her mind about wanting a car from K-Pro though.
Oh yeah, were you there?
Oh, that'll be fun.
So I'm gonna have to go back and watch the whole 5 hours and find out.
Something first, or I just see something shining.
No,
Oh.
Thanks, though.
So what are you guys doing? What were you talking about tonight? I heard you had the triangle page up.
Just talking about we showed what we believe are hints in the book, trying to figure out other hints in the book.
Interesting.
Because the word triangle is in the book once.
I'm trying to remember where.
when she unrolls the beacon
I
star
have suspicion- I have
symbol.
suspicion on that.
Where do you see part 2? Ah. You guys want to entertain Kyle for a minute? I gotta run to the
All right, I
room over
will.
there.
I'll do it. All right, hi guys.
Hey, how are you?
Hi,
And
hi. I'm Jody. Nice to meet everybody. It's good to see you guys. Here's Charlie.
Yeah, pass it on, everybody.
Hello. These guys are in conversation here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna tie him up.
Put him in the trunk.
We'll put him in the trunk of the Jeep. We're gonna drive him up to Christy Meeks. She's got a dungeon for him. We'll get some information out, okay?
In water until the treasure is found.
We'll feed him some pancakes.
We'll slide him under the door.
Are you guys on a live show?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we got a storage unit because you guys had so much fun. And oh my goodness, I thought it was a 5x5 and it was the 10x17. And it took us like 4 days, and it was kind of, well, I don't know. I didn't find any cool coins or anything, but Charlie got a lot of tools. So I think overall it was worth it, but
Yeah, see, there's the
wow. I kept thinking about your guys' backyard.
It's how it works.
I'm sorry, Christy.
Have you gone through it all yet?
What was that?
Have you gone through all the content yet?
I went through most of it. Some of it kind of got a little personal. There are some folders that say what is it, probation. So I don't know, some stuff I didn't really want to get into because that's scary, you know, that's people's personal stuff. And so I don't know. Hi, whoever said that. That's kind of funny. It says Star Singer. Oh, I have Randy's phone.
Yeah.
No, behave yourself.
Don't say no. Whoever said no, walk away from that.
Oh, here it is.
Did you hear that? Oh, I have Randy's phone. Okay.
I told her no.
Okay. Bye. I love you guys.
Yeah, they probably could have got on Google tracking.
Oh, geez.
We did go through all your pictures. You should rewatch this later. Just saying.
What pictures? You know, it's funny. I visited a lot of sites today and I didn't take a single picture.
You probably have it all.
There were some things I was going to take pictures of, and I got there and like, oh, I already have a picture of this, and I just never took a picture. I did take 1 or 2 pictures because when I went to check on the token, first I went early and there was a lot of people there, and so I didn't want to check on it. I went and I did some other things. I came back later. There was only 1 or 2 people around, so I did my thing where I took my camera and I pretended like I was taking pictures because I don't want someone to see me checking an area and then have them curious to come up and check the same area. So I was pretending like I was taking pictures, and I did take a couple pictures there, but
You faking it?
yeah, I was. And then I realized, you know, there's women in the park, and I thought they're probably thinking I'm taking pictures of the women. I'm like, I better put the lens cap on so they know that nothing's going on.
Did Chuck go up yet? Beef
Who?
again? Beef again.
No, not yet.
And on our way in,
We're gonna have to pull some more chairs up.
after
I like the high back couch. I always wanted a high back couch.
When we got there was no campfire. So driving away from it, looking for a good place to camp.
Is this the only meet up here while you're out there?
Yeah. So I just decided, I just gave the address of the hotel,
3 on one side, 1 on
and
the
we're just in the lobby.
So instead of just going to the 3, we decided we were going to turn left and go to the one last one on this one side. And it just basically took us.
Somebody's
all
walking
around.
in.
It looked like there was nothing around. And we went up.
I don't know what anybody looks like, so I don't know who's who.
Camp places right over there. And it was just amazing. We had a moose
Are
walk
they?
into our campsite.
Oh, there's more room over there.
Campsite in the middle of the night. I'm
Randy,
like,
Randy,
So you must be beef spaghetti.
Hey, spaghetti.
How's
Nice
it
to
going?
meet
Pull up a chair. Do you object to being on camera?
Yeah.
All right, so am I on you?
good to put a face to the name.
Yeah, it's weird too.
Yeah. I'm very proud of her. She did very well.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what's on here that the Google tracking would have showed my lines all over Denver. I'd use my camera though. I told. Through Bluetooth.
I don't condone cheating.
Yes, no cheating, please.
Yeah, there was a little argument once we figured out the phone situation. So no one got into it because somebody objected. There's always one. Who won it for the rest of us?
Oh, and then there's like conversations between me and other people that might have been interesting. In fact, I got a message now.
Those little wheelies that you put on and you work underneath the car and just wheel around.
Can you hear everybody?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't know if this was worth staying on. I mean, I'm not really talking about anything.
All right. Thanks for joining. Tell everybody. Hope you had fun.
Bye. See you guys later.
All right. Yeah, it's just the echo. I would have had him say.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been fun.
And yeah, you were hearing it through his phone. So yeah. Hooley says Chuck is younger than I expected. Get a room, Hooley. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I'm surprised Randy did the meetup. He always seemed a little hesitant to do it, but that's good though. It's good that he did.
No, but he talked about he is hesitant and he needs to push himself outside of his comfort zone. So socially, he has like social anxiety. So I say good for him, and I'm glad. I mean, there are a bunch of people sitting around talking about Beacon Star. That's like his mothership. So I'm glad they're having fun. And I've been to meetups that range from 2, just me meeting with somebody, to the Raleigh one was about 12. It was about 14 one time. The Vegas one was a dozen or so. And then we've had hundreds. So all of them are fun because when you get into the little groups, you start really talking some of the details of puzzles and things. So it was fun.
And there it is, everybody. The very first Beacon Star meetup, May 26, 2022. Maybe 10 years from now, we'll do it again when it's still not solved. We'll see. Yeah, we'll have to hear from Chuck and Jody. And I think James was over there too. What was said after we got off? Well, I say stay there till like 2 a.m. I think Randy's good about not giving anything out, not making any slips, but unless he's drinking, I guess.
We need to go find out. We need to zip through his 5-hour video and see what his daughter read, his granddaughter read.
The question
before
is,
he brings it down.
She said page 72. The question is, was it highlighted? That's what we want to know, is what was highlighted. What's on page 72? Because this thing probably isn't going to be solved unless something slips or unless Randy gives a hint. Oh, it's right next to the triangle page. What a coincidence.
Can you just see it? So those of you that saw it, like Mike N, was she reading and went like, oh, I wonder why this is circled by my granddad. And then, oh, this is highlighted. Or did she just read the text word for word?
So that page is actually talking about Benedict Park. So in the big block of code, there's a bunch of streets that all meet in the middle, and that is Benedict Park. on the map of Denver. So it's just interesting that that's where it was. And there is a fountain there, I guess. Now, it is interesting that it says this particular fountain was tall and slender and had steps that only the tallest. What looks like tall and slender, Capro? Anything look tall and slender to you? Like a triangle? No? Tall and slender.
Quack, 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 quack. Yeah, well, this one's got me stumped, so I've been letting you kind of lead the way.
Yeah, Mike, I agree. It says, so Horace is there with his pony and it's sidestepping a bit to keep in the shadow of the fountain. So shadow, we've got sundials we found. He talks about shadows on this page. Artfully dodged the feet of all the people that towered over them. So maybe we're measuring something. Maybe it's feet. He watched two men from a race he wasn't familiar with. It is interesting. I'm just not sure what the hints would be. So yeah, the beacon star, everybody. I don't think Randy wants it found because once it's found, it's over. And then all the fun's over with. So I don't know. I think somebody will get. Well, hopefully we'll get another puzzle solved.
He wants to start that other beacon star too, so I think he wants it solved.
Well, I hope he does this while this one's still out. I hope we have both going on at the same time. But yeah, maybe he's waiting for the one to be found. Maybe not.
I think he's been slipping so much, almost to the point of, so we have to go back through a 5-hour video to see if there's a potential clue. He has slipped quite a bit lately, so I don't know if that's because he just wants it over. So he's taking a cue from some other people that sit on several hour streams, and then you have to go find your little hints and clues. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree, Christy. He wants somebody to put in the work and figure it out. Have you gotten anywhere with the brick numbers, the brick poems, Christy? I think we have the right 10 locations, but you probably had the 10 locations a while ago. Anything there? Yeah, me neither. Something going on there for sure. I wonder if there's a hint on how to solve that in the book. He says there's hints in the text, so I wonder if there's one on how to do the bricks, how to read the plaques the right way. That's an interesting thought. It's like that chapter or section of the book is titled "The Golden Ratio," but in that story, there's nothing about the golden ratio. So it's kind of like, yeah, it is kind of intimidating. That's true. Oh, Hooli with the link, the skinny triangle. What's this? Oh, I got out of it. Hang on. The skinny triangle. Yeah, I don't know how it would help, but Sassy says, I tried something. Did you get anywhere? Yeah, I don't know. Seriously underrated. I think the prize should be $100,000. The difficulty level, 100 grand would be about right. So I said, I just tried pulling the words out without regard to order, just to see what words come out. I see what you're saying. So in other words, we pull all the words out and then you put them in order later. Like then you put them in a certain order instead of reading them. Some arrangements of the poem produce better instruction looking words than others. Well, it is fun, frustrating, but fun, as we say. And I think we're going to end it there. So congrats to everybody. Congrats to everybody that's out there at the meetup with Randy. That's got to be fun. Randy confirmed it. Token's still there where he left it. It's anybody's puzzle. I hope we get one of the other puzzles solved by the end of the year, whether it's triangle or whether it's the poems. That's kind of the goal, I think, to solve one more puzzle. You gonna say something, K-Pro, or no?
No, I was just reading and chat room cracks me up. Did your heart sink a little bit when you said, "Do you think somebody's going to solve it this year?" And he's like, "Nope."
Yeah, right. Well, the other thing he said over the videos he's made is there are some very advanced ciphers in the book. So he's made a comment too. He thought about 60% of the book was solved, but I think that last 40% is going to be pretty rough.
Yeah, it's like the easy stuff has been solved and the stuff that's impossible will never be.
That just might be how it is. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be one thing that clicks. And then the question is, will that person share any of it? Just like if me or you solved the triangle puzzle, would we come on here and share it?
Well, you know what I did? I did a couple things that it's probably naughty, but that's me. Do you remember when he brought up his GPS with all the pin drops? I went slide by slide, and I don't know if that. I think that's the locations that we now have. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Guess I'll watch his video tonight. The one he made this morning, anyway. All right, everybody. Beacon Star Thursday. Hopefully, what I got to do is actually make notes so we have the page numbers. We'll be a little more organized. But what I was thinking of is anybody want to do an open Zoom for Beacon Star Thursdays next Thursday? In other words, live. You come on, and it's like a virtual meetup for the Beacon Star, and we just talk about the book. So if anybody's interested in coming on for next Thursday, let me know, and we'll just share ideas. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. I think Monday is still going to be for Sven, Treasure Found. I'm sure K-Pro will have something else to go with. But we'll talk to you guys then. Maybe we'll go live from the garage sale Saturday. You never know. We'll see. Yeah, you should come on, Christy. It would be a lot of fun. And get Zara on, too. Yeah, come on, Sassy. We could all talk it live and just talk it out. They're talking about the Puzzler, I think. And again, the Puzzler, if we need to do a show on the Puzzler next Thursday, we could do that as well. So reach out and let me know. Good luck to you guys who are working on it. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.